Hello Gemini, kia ora koutou katoa. Welcome to my YouTube channel also, and my Facebook page if you've come across this video on Facebook. So finally back. Anyway, so like I said, this month I'm just going to do them randomly as time and also energy allows me at the moment. So been working through on some projects and needing to put some energy or a bit of energy into that. So it's, you know, there may be a theme around you at the moment and probably throughout this year about especially now I'm hearing is about prioritizing. So it's something that I've, that I myself have been looking at and experiencing and, and working through and working on for myself as far as prioritizing. So, and I guess to some degree, this is Spirit is saying this is not, discounting what you have already been prioritizing with and what you have been doing, but sometimes we're not doing that probably as efficiently as we could be. And so there's a little bit of anxiety or stress, to use a wider termed words, that pops up when we're not quite, we haven't quite like sorted out into spaces or areas, or I'm hearing like the word categories, and so there is a program there where they talk about quadrants and that sort of thing. So, there is something about prioritizing and what is urgent, and prioritizing in that way. In the different senses of urgencies in that sense, because I feel like what Spirit is saying, and I know for myself sometimes I can make everything urgent, but actually, and yes, it is to some degree, but not necessarily. Okay, so and where they're going with that is like sometimes we can, often where are they going? Hang on a minute. So just like explaining that. So often we can like put everything into that category because we have so many things that we're wanting to do and accomplish. And yes, that is, and it's about what things are achievable right now. Some of the words that, like right now, where is it, and like what is achievable right now? What tools, in the sense of what tools, what time, we have, what time, what energy, and, resources and things like that. And, and then there is, and what they're talking about, and I'm thinking about myself, and it's like, what is the actual, like, where that sense of urgency is, where are they going? Gosh, there's about 6 people that were just asking them to, like, or energy, trying to give me all this information. And this is, this is where they go from. We've got all this information coming in, and we've got all this information going out, and it's like, but where is it going out to? Where is it coming into? So what I'm hearing is like getting it down on paper, basically writing, not so much just write a list, yes, but then break it down. Okay, that's where they're going from that. So with that, so there's this, so it's about like sitting down and making and working it out. So you get it out of your head, get it out of your system, as per se, and putting it in a system. So then, and then looking at it, like taking that deep breath in. Phew, okay, so that is something, that could be the theme, that seems to be the theme of what's going on here, because it's like, even like right now I have, like my office's space is not like a bomb hit it, but but because of the different projects that I've got going on that are at the moment and that are coming up, and so there's, that certain amount of planning, that's where they're going with it. So, and what I'm hearing with some of yous, with a lot of yous out there, that in the past you've coped really well, and you're pretty good at, and pretty good at organising, or events organising, whatever it is that you're organising and pulling things together and that sort of thing. But things are changing, and some things for some of you, like if we've got maybe a little bit complacent. And a little bit, in the sense that, taking a rest, and sometimes it can be quite overwhelming, and then sometimes we need to take a break. So I feel like for some of yous out there may have been like that overcommitment with certain things, and and that's what's caused the stress, and that's what's caused like that, just parking it up. And sometimes we can park ourselves up or park it up for a little bit longer than what we need, or too long, and then we get a little bit complacent. So that's where they're going with that. And sometimes it's like, going in, it's also going in the mind as well. So talking yourself out of it and not going to go there. So it's put it in the too hard basket, or put it in the, or shelve it up there, or I'm just noticing that I said basket, I've got to put it, my hands going up there, but shelving it, and putting it away and not wanting to look at it. So I feel like some of yous, or a lot of yous, may have been challenged, the gauntlet may have been thrown out, and because there are things that you're wanting to do, but it means like you're going to have to up the ante, basically. And up the ante is in, I don't even know why I said that, increase the momentum of where you and so in order for you to be successful or succeed or achieve what it is that you're wanting to achieve or accomplish, okay? And it's like there's timely. So last year I feel like what Spirit was saying, and because there's a bit that went on there with me as well, like, and even over the last few years, some of yous, we've had to like discard this and like bring in this and bring in other things as well to help us, get motivated, get going. But it is timely. So there's that saying, like the Spirit is saying, this is not about beating yourself up. This is about you acknowledging yourself and utilizing the tools that that are there, that you've Spirit have been getting you to like open up and recognize and remind you that they are there, but also remind you of where, and you reminding yourself of what it is that you're wanting to do, be, give, and have in your life, and how you're wanting that to show up for you. So how you want to do be, give, and have in life as well is, so leads to all those other questions is why, when, and that sort of thing. And when have you felt like that, or when are you going to do that? So it's like now is where I'm hearing with that, because I'm like, when? So there's that thing about like, let's get going now with that. So anyway, I feel like I've gone way off track, but it's in a way like sidetracked, but it's not really. So there may be something like that may have come up with some of you. It's like you're feeling like you've been sidetracked, and there's a yes and a no to that, but there is a reason why. So, and I feel like some parts yes, but some parts no. So it's like, even if you feel, it's like, what I'm hearing is like, so don't beat yourself up, have a look at it, get an idea, and it's like of what that actually, why you went off that way. So it's asking those questions, what was going on, why you went that way and you made that choice, and you've come and and how did I bring myself back on track? And then, because there's a timelining back into the past as well. So, but I do feel like that for a lot of you, that is decreasing that part of side of things, and more so into the I want to say forward movement or taking action, but whatever direction it is, it may be, when I say forward, it's not going back to the past, it's not so much going to the side, but it's like there's a momentum where you may go forward to that in that direction, forward in that direction, or forward in, a 90-degree angle direction, or straight ahead. It just depends. And there may be things that are cut in on the wings. So I'm hearing that's why a lot of you may be feeling a little bit like overwhelmed at the moment, and not being, and just thinking, because there's so much that you're wanting to achieve, going back to originally when I was talking about in the beginning about bringing things together. So this is where that prioritization comes in, okay? And and having a think, and so you're having a think about what it is, and like when is your next date, or event, or project, or whatever it is, job interview, business, meeting, or business idea, or just even could be things like that are, that you are planning to do in life, and what have, or visiting people, whatever it is. It's, and it could be like, even like getting your, yourself ready for, in the family, ready to go back to, back to school and back to work and things like that. whatever it is. It's just like, okay. So anyway, so just a reminder that these reads are general, so they may or may not resonate with you. So just take what does and leave what does not. So I do suggest checking out one of your other signs if that happens, and even if it does happen that it doesn't really resonate with you fully, then check it out anyway if it resonates with you. The other thing is this is for Gemini, so it's Sun, Moon, Rising, and or Venus sign. If Gemini falls under either one of those for you. If you don't know what your signs are, then there's a link in the description box below. That will take you to a website that will work it out for you. Okay. Wow, it's really hot here at the moment. So it's hotter because I've got spirit around me, so it's kind of like, whoa. Let me see what's coming up. So anyway, there we go. Strategy. So that one is in reverse. Okay, for some reason. So that may be like why we're talking about prioritize. So I'm turning it up that way. Okay, so there may be, what they're talking about, like same thing, strategy, prioritizing. Well, not exactly the same thing, but it's leading towards that way of, prioritizing and, building a strategy or a plan about what is going on and what you're wanting to do. So there's a whole lot of cards that have come out. So I am only taking that one because it feels like that was the only one that needed to actually really be really wanted to speak. So I just feel like there's another one out, and it came out on its own. So not only asked for one, put out for one. So we'll see what else they have in there, because I do feel like there's another one, and amongst that, maybe that other lot that was there. So, so strategizing. What is your plan? It's like there may be, okay, so Archangel get Shamuel here as number 37. So strategy number 21. So there could be something about relationships there, because 2 for me is about relationships and 1 is about a new beginning. So when we're planning and doing those sorts of things, it does bring up things about ourselves. So this is pretty much a new beginning, and in the sense that you're looking at things from a different perspective, and you're looking and you're doing something new, in the sense that you're creating a plan for yourself, or prioritizing where your energy most needs to go to, where your thoughts, and that sort of thing, energy, thoughts, whether it be physically, mentally, emotionally, goes to, okay? And I feel like there's the word boundaries in there, so then that way you won't be it's just lessening that the stress sort of things and the overwhelming in that sense. So the third chakra there, so a lot of us often will feel it in there. So this is like and so often and a lot of you may be feeling it in there. So this is kind of where the strategy comes in. So number 3 is finding balance, and 7 is about creation, and it's about remembering that actually we are the creators of what it is that we want. So that's that he's working in there, and and often we can get that overwhelming and that anxious feeling, and it sits in that space. So this is about you stepping into your power, taking control of your emotions, your thoughts, and and your thoughts bring in the emotions, and we get the feelings, and then and finding that balance in there, and discerning discernment is another biggie that's come out this year. Discerning about what it is and where it is, which goes back to the strategy and the prioritizing. Okay, and then we have the thinking man. So some of you may have a male energy that is a thinking man that's in your life or come into your life, and it's like, or you may be that thinking man, and you may have like slipped off the rails and time to come back on as well. Some of you female energies out there may need to put on a bit of that masculine side of that energy, or bring a little bit of that, or balance that out. Okay, so 46 is it is number 46 in the deck, in this deck. So number 4 is about grounding, but it's also about, for me, like grounding is in foundation. So finding that grounding yourself, or that foundation and stability in life. So going back to the 7 over here in the number 37 is, like I say, it's about creating what it is, and knowing that we are the creators of whatever it is that we're wanting to have in our life, or do be given have in our life. So the 4 is about you creating that security in there. So it leads back into there. Number 6 is about, being that it's about, being of service, being, that humility, finding that humility within us. And sometimes it is, that humanitarian us, and having that balance in there, and how we choose to be in, as we're doing that, creating that, okay, our dreams. And, and so like what I'm hearing there is like, just broadening that a bit, is like there is a, bringing in that gratitude and that side of things. Oh, excuse me. So something may not be sitting right there. So we're just going to do a mind, body, spirit, and soul, spread here. And so this one here, the first card out is number 8, the 8 of Cups. So there's something there where you're moving through, okay? So mentally and emotionally, there's the 8 of Cups. I'm just, because the 8 Cups is about emotions, of course, and relationships and how we relate to ourselves, but also with others. So for me, this one is like there's a walking away from things, okay, from emotions, and whatever emotional stuff was in the background there in the past, is like there's there's still stuff there, but it's not like you're dragging it. So, and then I see 2 cups that are still, 3 cups that are still like visible, but it's not like you're not going to let that hold you back. So in the distance there, it kind of looks a little bit bleak, and but the sun is shining, okay, the sun is up, it's bright, it's not dark, it's bright. So there is but some of the the mountains there, but there's light on there. So there's light there. There's a little bit of a shadowy mountain there, or darker mountains, but there's some white rock stones there as well. But the thing is, you're able to move forward. So this is about you either getting your head, is like ditching that which serves you no purpose for your highest God, and leaving it there. So for this is where I'm feeling like at the moment, because today is the what is today? The 9th of, Tuesday the 9th of February. I've lost track of my date. So, and we're coming up to the new moon, on Thursday, which is the 12th or 11th. So this is about, just double checking that on my the 12th on Friday, sorry. So it's, this is about, where are they going here? Because I'm drawn to, that's not just the sun there, it's the moon in this picture. So I'm wanting to say the moon, the sun, but more the moon. So there is something moving, something shifting in your emotions, and working on your emotions. So I wouldn't be surprised if, there's a bit of a shift, or a lot of a shift coming up, as you're releasing some things with this new moon. Okay? So, and then we have on a physical level, okay, the number 4 here, 4 of Swords for you at the moment. And this is about taking some time to rest. This is about resting your mind, like through meditation in whatever form that comes for you. But generally, if you can take some time to just sit and be, and not let listen to your thoughts, because we think a lot, all right? So, but allow those thoughts to just like wane away, and then as soon as the thought comes up, it's just let that one go past, and be more consciously aware of it. The more we practice that, and the better we become at not having these random thoughts that come in, and we're better able to discern what is a thought and what is is like a message, you could say, from our higher self, okay, and or from spirit, whichever way you like to do it. But that's this is about that discernment. And because often we can have thoughts, our thoughts can be just override us, because there's something going on. And usually our thoughts take notice of all the things that go wrong or could go wrong, and then project it, and then we put that put that into the future, that's what's going to happen, which creates this anxiety. So this is about flipping the switch with that. So taking more notice of the positive thoughts that are coming into, so switching it around and creating them, even if you have to. This is about switching that mindset, basically. So you're retraining your brain, or your mind, actually, in there. But going back to this is about with that one, I feel like you may there's be feeling a little bit tired at the moment, but take some time, take a rest, have a rest, okay? And just rest your mind, rest your body as well. Lay down your swords or hang your sword up, basically, okay? And take a break. So then after that, on the spiritual level, we have the Nine of Cups. So the Nine of Cups here is like talking about there's something coming to an end, but there's a cell, and you know, whatever it is, and it's, yes, there is something coming to an end or completion of a cycle, bringing about more of a satisfaction emotionally with, you know, with family, with, you know, whatever it is that you're working on. So it just, you know, denotes there are more happier times, or you're in a you're moving into, spiritually wise as well, into a more, like you feel like something is coming. Some of you may be hitting there already, but there's that sense of hope, that sense of, you being feeling a lot better within yourself, emotionally especially, and spiritually as well. There's that spiritual journey of working through your emotions. So, and things are starting to like make more sense to you now, and also come to fruition. It's like, yep. So because you've been listening to your intuition, so intuitively, you know, even though you're an air sign, it's like this is like, you know, we could be also emotional as well. So this is about you, like, you know, there's something, you're working through something, and you're seeing that actually, you know, from the 8 to the 9, it's like, I'm just going to keep going, and then and getting out of your head, basically. And this is what happens on your spiritual side, basically. It's like, I feel like this has been a long time coming for some of you, where you're feeling more joyful, and what you're wanting to have achieved, in that sense. But this is, I'm feeling more quite personal within for a lot of you. This is about, yeah, quite personal for you, but also now that you've like figured that out for you, and you've been making these, taking a view about what is, you know, that shifting that perspective, it's like, oh, okay, so there's that sense of more epiphany, but it's like you're moving through that. Cool. Moving through it, and there's that sense of being more settled with whatever has been, you know, like you've been like dragging along for a little bit. And for some of you, I don't feel like it's a lot, but it's like, you know, there's usually something will happen and we'll bring it up. Something will come up, and it's like, and some of you, it may be a lot, basically. But what I want to say is like, there's something where the cards are showing me that you've taken, you've been working with yourself and with your emotional side of you, but also, you know, the mental emotional side as well. Okay, mental thinking, overthinking. But there's definitely something, because the 9 talks about, you know, there are happier times, ahead, or you're coming, and you felt that, it's just like, I'm just going to move through this hurdle. Okay, cool. So then when on a soul level, they're talking here about there's restriction, and there's something about, you know, you're moving away from this restriction here, because here is the 8 of Swords, where once upon a time you may have restricted yourself through your thoughts and, you know, and your feelings over here, which is coming through here. But it's like there is something, whatever it is that you're working through, there's like you're letting yourself out, because here is the 6 of, you know, the 6 of Swords. So something, you know, you're moving away from some sort of strife or restriction. Okay, it's like you've figured it out, you've taken the blindfold off, you've figured it out, you've untied yourself, you've walked through these through those swords, and you've like dealt with some emotions, because there's some water down there. So whatever it is that you've been walking through, there was like I say, there was a bit there, but it's like you're moving through there. And this card here, it's how it says, and on a soul level, that you are moving away from whatever that strife is. Cool. So we'll just go and see what's coming up in the near future. Cool. Gosh, it's really muggy today. I'm just starting to break out in a perspire. So if you see something drip, it's probably, that's what it is. And I haven't put my fan on, and I'll put it on after I've finished here. Cool. Okay, so for lovers, for some of you, there may be love on your mind, okay, because the lovers card comes in, and this is, this is us, this is Gemini, this is you, Gemini. So the lovers comes here with mind. So some of you may literally have something on your mind, which this could be, about maybe you're working through is some emotional stuff with relationships with a lover, or an ex or something like that, or someone that you're in love with now, or, okay, in love with now, and maybe you're, okay, yeah, some of you who are, and there may be something going on where you're feeling like you can't help them, and realizing that you can't help them. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. But there is something here, like you're understanding that more now for some of yous. Some of yous, I feel like that is actually you, but this is coming back into the mind, and I feel like this is, in a way, this is about that self-love as well, and self-care, and loving yourself, okay, basically. And some of you, I feel like they're literally that maybe you are ready for a new relationship, and you've been like, and you may have been single for, quite some time or years, but it's like you're just starting to get your head around it again. So this is coming, the lovers is coming up. So there may literally be somebody in your life where you're not letting in, some of yous, or you're not letting in fully, or you're still wondering about it. And some of yous, there is definitely a new, someone new coming in, if you're actually I'm hearing whether you're single or not, okay. But some of yous, it may be like, so for some of yous, it may be that even, there may be three, some of yous may actually be okay, having an affair. So, or maybe somebody comes in, but some of you, there may be like you're actually moving out of a relationship into a new relationship as well. So, and there's three things, but I'm also hearing for some of you who are married, so don't freak out. You'll know who you are. Some of you who are, maybe in a relationship, whether you're married de facto or, you're in your boyfriend, girlfriend, it may be that you're starting to use, there's a shift in the partner. Okay, so, or the husband or what, a wife or whatever, the spouse, and that maybe there's a new sense of love or romanticism within that your relationship. So whatever that is for you, okay, wherever you are enough. But there's something on a physical level that whatever it is, it brings about a bit more balance, but it has a lot to do with whatever was going on here with the emotional stuff. And it's like something about, bringing about balance on a physical level, but also, that mental, emotional, spirit, mind, body, spirit, soul way. There's something that is moving, shifting. And I love that because there's those first two cards, and, that is coming up. So those, come up in the second row here. Sorry, I'm getting a bit tongue-tied. So, like I said, there's a lot of, everybody wants to jump in. It's like, hang on a minute, you're just going to have to and it may be something to do with you as well. Just going to have to bringing, I've forgotten, summarizing it. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Summarizing some stuff. So it's like, that's what I'm saying, just summarize it. But sometimes I feel like, I have to explain it, like fully go the long way round to not for everybody, some people just get it, but then in order to tell the steps, give the steps or whatever it is, the other information, and then summarize it. And that's because sometimes Spirit is saying we're needing to hear it that way as well, because otherwise we can fast track things too much and then we miss it. So this is about taking the time and patience, and as well as balance and sharing. This is about balance, sharing, and cooperation. So you see where this angel, the temperance angel here, she is, sharing, balancing out, sharing, and the liquid that from one cup to another. But it's about cooperation as well. So on a physical level here, this card has come out. So there's something about physically, maybe sharing the load physically, as well as it brings in all the elements actually on saying that. I'm just hearing like, the water, the earth, the water, earth, and fire, and okay, so they're going around the other way. I'm just listening to where they're going. In the ear. Okay, cool. So there's some sort of balance in there. Cool. And then we go to this, the spiritual side of things, and we have the Eight of Pentacles. So there's like, you know, it's like things are starting to come around. So even with, you know, the Eight of Pentacles is about learning a new skill, basically. So there's something moving where you may be shifting a bit, learning something new, learning a new skill, but it's also about learning how to move with your energy and share your energy, and finding balance with energy as well, because the Pentacles isn't just about career and finance and things like that. It's also about, you know, energy. An exchange of energy is how I see it, and how Spirit, you know, talk to me about it, and how much energy we put into it. So this is on a spiritual level. It talks about, you know, creating something, shaping it, transforming it, and growing it. Okay, so on a physical level, but also on a spiritual level, you know. So they're talking not just about, you know, like I say, the finance. This is about building. This is about family and foundation as well. So there's a bit of grounding there, a bit of grounding work with learning new skills and things like that coming through. Yeah, okay. And it may be like talking about, you know, just hearing, but listening to that again, the other more information coming through is there is, you know, like we're learning new skills, and how, what our relationship is like with money as well. As well as relationships, building them with others as well, and how money may have been, or family may have been, and what amount of energy that we've put into is either money or family, or the lack of, and our understanding around, you know, that side of things. Because I'm just like in our emotional, I'm just looking at it's coming under the it's with the cups up there. So there's a shift in that as well, in your emotional attachment with money, and abundance, prosperity in that sort of sense, but also energy, and how that energy exchange has been happening with finances, but also with family as well. So there's something nice, and you know, and whatever it is, it will come together. So for you, there's something coming together for you. But also I'm seeing now with the soul card here is, yeah, the Six of Pentacles. So that made something here is, you know, going back to, I think we mentioned gratitude there before, about with the Six of Pentacles here is interesting, because they're moving in on a soul level. It feels like, you know, there is a bit of a more of an understanding about what was just said there about the relationship with money, how money works for you or has worked from you. What are you bringing in from the past in your view about money, belief systems and things and that sort of thing, and but also your habits, and you know, to taking responsibility with that and figuring out what your relationship. So there's a shift in that where you're able to feel like you can give and receive. So, and it may be not what you're really wanting to give and receive, and you may be wanting to give something different, but it's like, it doesn't matter. It's like there is having that gratitude, but also like giving that gratitude as well as receiving it. But it's and I've forgotten what that saying is. It's sitting right there, but it's like, you know, it's it's just having gratitude for what you do receive, even though it may be not necessarily what it is that you have put out for and asked for or wanting to give and receive, but it's like it will be gratefully received, basically, in that sense. So there's that reciprocal thing. So you may be the giver, or you may be the receiver, or you may be both, okay? You may be finding that people, you are, and it may be something that you've been working on through all this as well, which has brought up whatever is going on from in the past, what's going on from in the past, and still lingering around a little bit, but you're working through that, or you've worked through that. It's like you're in a, you know, you're feeling more able now to, you're understanding that, and there's a shift in there in the way you have maybe handled money, looked at money, and through what you're growing up with. Okay. Actually, I want to shift cards and just see what comes up through here with the, so this is the Rider-Waite deck, this one, and this one here is my, oh, see Daisy, the Celtic one, so we'll see what comes up here just to finish it off and wind it up. So this month is, I feel like it's all about that. So this month is February 2021, and we'll see what happens. See what comes up there, we'll see. Okay. This is in reverse, so the moon is in reverse. So it's interesting because we do have a new moon coming up on Friday, like I say. So it may be that, you know, some of you may be resisting, you know, working with the moon, and not, you know, and not really, you know, intuitively connecting with it, and or yourself, okay? Because at the end of the day, you know, there is sometimes when we go in that funny little space in our head and we don't want to look at stuff and what blah 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 blah, or you don't, and that, so it's like want to take note, don't want to take notice of, and it's sometimes it's not like you don't want to take notice. Some of you it is, and some there's a smidge of that maybe subconsciously, but there is, you know, sometimes we get so busy or we're so stressed and that we don't, or we're so, not even just the word stress, I'm so caught up in things, because I don't really like the word stress. What I do, okay, where they're going. So there's a lot of indecision. When we're indecisive, so like, I'd rather use another word than stress, but because stress is quite a wide word, so a category where that we bunch a whole lot of other feelings and thoughts and under stress. But you know, sometimes we can feel a little bit overwhelmed and a little bit disconnected with ourselves because we're gone too much in our head, we're too busy and rushed, and we forget to take notice of things. And it may be that, you know, some of your intuition might have been a little bit not in tune with yourself, you know, as much as what you would have liked to have been. And maybe you are more in tune than what you think you are, but you've just like, you've maybe poo-pooed it and put it aside. And the next minute it's like, oh my God, this is what's happened. And then then I'm just being reminded of a situation, you know, reminded that, you know, we are in a Mercury retrograde and that is our planet. So things may have been, you know, a little bit weird in the sense, you know, odd things may have happened where you've forgotten this, or you've had to like tidy up this and go, you know, do something, you've had to go back and do that. It's because you've, you know, been in a funny little space, and or you've rushed something, or and you haven't taken your time. There may have been that patience button might have been, you know, maybe needing to be pushed a bit there to slow you down a little bit. So and that's what Mercury comes in for, so to help us to slow us down a bit, but we can go into that space and resist it. So I feel like that's where this moon card here is going. So I don't know where this thingy comes from, so I'm going to turn that around. And so listen to your intuition. If you've been feeling like you need to slow down, then just slow down, okay? Go with the highs and the lows, and the highs and the lows of the moon, and just go with it. It's you're being led to like take that rest, like it says there, have a break. That's what that's doing, you know. If you need to take a break, take a break. If you need to say no, then say no, because if you don't want to do it, then you don't want to do it. So now then we have the Page of Cups, which has come up in reverse as well. So I want to say with this one, there's a new beginning, so emotionally wise. So there's something about, you know, not swimming in your emotions, but it's not neck high, but, you know, waist high. So there's something shifting in the way that you're working through your emotions as well. So this new moon will probably bring out about a lot of that for you, that shift for you, to help you figure out what is emotionally going on, if you haven't moved through it. But even, you know, especially with this top row of cards here. So it's like, yeah, see, he's wading through it. So you are wading through it. They're talking about here, and the moon does work with our emotions and our intuitive side. So let's just go with the flow with that one, okay? Oopsie daisy. So there's a few that's come out here just to finish this off, and I'm going to turn this around the right, even though it's come out that way. So the Ten of Cups. So Yep, tend to, talk about new beginnings or a transitionary period. So the Page of Cups is there. It's like there's a lot of nice, coming together in, in this union or reunion with yourself, reunion with yourself and or a partner, or family. So there is definitely something there, like it's even talking about there that is shifting. And I love this tree and the golden cups in there. Look at how they're sparkling. So it's like it's like something is like you are transitioning through, not like, but you are, okay, shifting it. And because we have like, the Page of Cups here just saying on a physical level that you're moving through it. In the mind, yes, the moon is there. Physical level, you're moving through it, okay. There is something that you've discovered, this epiphany there. And like he's just got holding up that new cup and big smile on his face because you've figured it out, okay. And it's like, and see here the 10 is when I'm sitting under that tree. See, feeling like grounded as well. Look at that, the tree is there, big smile on that tree's face. So a transitionary period there for you, and understanding on a spiritual level about what that, the power of our emotions and moving through them. Holy smokes. So on a soul level, all these cards come out. So the Knight of Swords is here. So the Knight of Swords is, come out on the soul level. So there may be something that that you're moving through it really quite quickly and to bring this about. So there may be some, really quite epiphany sort of stages there that are coming through about indecision, because this one here is the Two of Swords. So with the Knight of Swords coming up first, so there may be some quick decisions that you're needing to make. With you on a soul level, there's something moving and shifting through that area. Eight of Wands is a now card, so there's something about taking action now. So action now this month. So you're shifting, and it may feel a little bit disruptive, but you've also, there is something coming up where, like I say, maybe feeling a little bit disruptive, but it's a swift movement. Wow. The Chariot. Yeah. So it's like you start to suss out with, what it is that your soul purpose or your main theme in life, however you like to look at it, or one of your purposes. It's like you're on that, I'm hearing say it's like one of your purposes, or the purpose that you're working on right now. It's like what you may be thinking about, what is your purpose, or what is the purpose of this in the greater scheme of things for you. So some of you, it's like, but I do feel like it's like where you're figuring out now where it is that you're on track. And it's like you're realizing that you're more on track than what you think you are. So even though with all this emotional stuff there, this learning, it's about what it helps us to bring about what we are wanting to and needing to go, where we're needing to go with it. Then we have the Five of Wands. So there may have been maybe a little bit of struggle and frustration there that's coming out about it. But hey, that's how we learn as well. And then we have the High Priest with this once again with intuition again. So it's like really super listening to your intuition, because it's like it'll be in your soul energy, okay, your soul space, connecting with your higher self, grounding and that sort of thing. Cool. Wow. So this is going to be a really amazing, new moon, new month, new year. When I say new month, I mean we're in the new year. So where are they going with that? This month, new month. Okay, this month, February. Cool. Where are they talking about new month? So there's something they're talking about, like with this new month, this month, even though we're halfway, we're partially a third of the way, or just over a third of the way through February. There is, they're talking about, it is a new month coming up, so it's preparing for the new month in the sense of new beginnings with a new moon. That's where they're going with that. Okay. But anyway, there's this month that's going to be amazing, and even more amazing than what it has been last month and the month before that, and so on. But it's you're just creating a more amazing new month this month, next month, and so on. Okay. Cool. Anyway, I'm going to leave that there with you for now, Gemini. And I shall remember to give me a thumbs up or like or comment, but mostly as much as remembering, not just mostly, but to subscribe to my channel. Okay, and if you're wanting to book a reading with me, a session, whether it be a energy shift or a healing or a reading in some of the variety that I do, in the way that I do it, so and you're interested to experience that, please leave me a message in my inbox and we can sort out a time to make an appointment. Okay, bye for now, and we should see you maybe the end of the month, this month, otherwise next month. That's really funny after talking about in March. Okay, bye for now.